Welcome to Mystic Moons. How is everyone today? I hear my little cat in the background. She just woke up. This is a reading for the Gemini Collective. Thank you so much for the like. Yes, if you appreciate my time and energy in these readings, do let me know. Do give me a thumbs up. This is a reading for the Gemini Collective. So anyone with particularly strong Gemini energy, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, perhaps Gemini could be your signature sign. Some people don't have signature signs. Their energies are just that evenly distributed. Some people have a signature energy, fire, earth, water, or two elements perhaps. Some people have definitely a signature sign. And maybe you have multiple planets and or houses in Gemini. Maybe you just have Gemini in a really strong placement. That could be in a personal planet, first house, aspects of how your chart is linking back to Gemini energy. Maybe in the Western system or in the Vedic system, you could be, for instance, you could be a Cancerian sun in the Western zodiac, but in the Eastern one, you could be a Gemini sun. I'm sure you would still feel that Gemini energy if that was the case. Also, although to a lesser extent, I leave that again to how that is aspected, could also be a Gemini Venus. The question is, how strong do you feel Gemini energy within you? That's collective that this reading is for. Gemini, where I am, there's just about to be a storm, a snowstorm. I think Gemini will be the fourth snowstorm of the year so far. So possibly tomorrow, Gemini, I will be snowed in. Right now, though, Gemini, I do have the windows open with the heat blasting. I'm in a northern area, obviously. It's so quiet outside Gemini, where I am out in the woods in the mountains. Gemini, shall we get into your reading? What is in your energy, Gemini, as we are just literally on the last remaining days of 2026 and about to go into 20, oh, did I already say 2026? There we go. Last remaining days of 2025 as we go into 2026. I guess I am ready myself for the next year. Let's go and see Gemini. Oops. Let's see what we have for you. I always get my team shows out Gemini and call, but we can still clear. Let's see a message for Gemini. I have Judgment, Gemini. You know, Gemini. Now, I've been doing a couple collective readings over this past week. And I don't know, Gemini, if it is in the Jovian messages I did for you, or if it's in a secret you should know, or if it's in something to anticipate. Over the past week, past 7 days, I did one particular reading for you, Gemini, that I remember was all about the new. of all the energies that I pulled that day, yours was the most startling and the most freshest. Yours has, Gemini, the biggest promise of change. Welcome, change. And Gemini, in the energy I have here, I have some more big movements, big moving into the next era for you. Judgment with Wheel of Fortune. Took long enough, Gemini, for things to get moving, for things to mature to the point they are at right now. And Gemini, you are in quite the time period, quite the era, moving into quite the era. Gemini, it's hard to believe in this energy that you haven't already, especially with 2025 being a year with a vibration of number 9. The theme of transformation. I find it hard to believe, Gemini, that you've had a quiet year. I don't necessarily mean turbulence in terms of maybe your schedule or the people around you, but I feel like, Gemini, the internal core of you, the color of your aura, Gemini, surely has undergone change. We could say with Justice, 4 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Swords, which is Gemini energy, another 8 of Cups. Time to move into the footsteps, Gemini, the pathway, Gemini, that before you weren't able, or should I say the path, Gemini, you have been able to see, haven't been able to find, haven't been able to follow. And then in this energy, Gemini, really, it's not anything you have to seek. You know, your power place, Gemini, is where you are right now. The biggest move you make, Gemini, start from where you're at right now. You haven't missed anything, Gemini. You haven't overlooked anything, Gemini. Right now, where you are is exactly where you need to be. And so we have Judgment. I have 2 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands. I have some strong Aries energy in here. Of course, the Lovers is Gemini energy. Hierophant, King of Wands. Gemini, where do you settle down? What, it's not even concessions of the word I want to use. What do you accept and what don't you accept, Gemini? What are you striving for, Gemini? What are non-negotiables in your energy, non-negotiables that provide value and meaning to your life, value and meaning, Gemini, to those who are around you, those who you spend time with, those who you live out your life with. What you, or who and what you build with. I also have lots of this ability here, Gemini. And it's like in this energy, Gemini, stability is ultimately what you make of it. Gemini, you can find stability on a platform floating in the air, platform floating in the water, platform on the earth. You can build your own platform, Gemini, as you choose. Again, where you are, Gemini, is your strongest starting point for where you want to go. All options are on the table for you, Gemini. You only have to go and choose a direction. Insist upon a direction. Demand do I say a direction? Demand a direction. And so I have judgment. Judgment with a 2 of Wands, 5 of Wands, and 3 of Pentacles. Gemini, who do you partner with, Gemini? What do you get involved in, Gemini? What do you allow, Gemini, to carve up chunks of your time? What do you allow, Gemini, in your daily schedule of life, your weekly schedule of life, your monthly schedule of life? Really, these are about the smaller moments, Gemini, that compose of the whole. How relevant is it, Gemini, to that which is or has engaged you so far? That which has been claimed to be important to you so far, Gemini. How relevant is that ultimately for where you want to go and how you want to live? Is also, too, what I have here, Gemini, is, I'm not going to call them pitfalls, but I do see elements here, Gemini, of things that take up your time and attention, and the overall importance really isn't crucial in the larger scale of things. That time can be better spent elsewhere, or even just ignoring it completely. Out of all the opportunities and components that come into your life that have been a part of your life, Gemini, only a few, Gemini, really warrant serious consideration or to be taken seriously. How about that? Not even seriousness or that. To be taken seriously. Everything else is almost fluff. So that's one thing I would say in this energy, Gemini. The discernment of who you're engaging with and what kind of energy are you giving to them. Things that are temporal, Gemini, engage with it as much as you have to and then dismiss it. Gemini, to get better at sifting through, better at moving through the superfluous that occupy you, because ultimately what it comes down to, Gemini, your attention needs to be more condensed. The actions that you're making, Gemini, need to be more precise. Smaller steps, Gemini. Smaller actions, Gemini. Smaller groups, Gemini. Larger chunks of time towards fewer things. But I definitely have all about here, Gemini, engagement. Who are you spending your time and attention on? And some of this, Gemini, you need to dismiss what may be relevant in the current. I think I have on some time management YouTube app. I think that's turned on by default. I have to turn that off. I reinstalled the app. Anyway, Gemini, I'm not sure where I got cut off here, but essentially what I'm talking about is time management comes into play here. Also, too, Gemini, that which is engaging in you right now, that's what you have been dealing with. Time to cut things out, Gemini. And let's find out more. This is all about the relationships that are clamoring for your attention. People, Gemini, that want your input, want your energy. You know, it doesn't have to be negative energy. It's just simply the fact that, Gemini, I have people who are insistent upon your attention and insistent upon you giving them attention. You know, there could be an element too here, Gemini, of, you know, maybe you feel like there are certain remedies that you could provide of worth. And I have no doubt in this energy that you could. But the point is, Gemini, a lot of these things that you're involved in, they don't serve your overall higher purpose. So strong Capricorn energy coming up here, Gemini, between this Ace of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and Devil. Maybe, Gemini, in your energy, you could have some very strong Capricorn, somebody with strong Capricorn energy around you. Maybe, too, Gemini, in this energy, we could be talking about the season that we're in right now, as we are in Capricorn season. Gemini, do you have Capricorn energy in your chart? If you do if you do, Gemini, have Capricorn energy in your chart, that's precisely where you need to keep things moving. Don't give the things that touch whatever those Capricorn placements are that much time to go and reveal value. It should be held to a quicker time frame of success or display or worth, something along those lines. Don't give it that much time. Whatever that may be. Anyway, Two of Wands clarified by Tower, Devil, and Temperance. Well, obviously, Gemini, this is waiting for the right moment to approach, waiting for the moment in which you can go and finally gain power to reveal one true self, true intentions, act as you please, no longer following a role that supports others. Like, for instance, if we all have to speak in a modulated tone, maybe, Gemini, you feel like whispering, maybe, Gemini, you feel like shouting. But you know that in order to communicate and work with that group that you're with, it's best that you continue modulating your voice to go and match others. Yeah, something along those lines. Everybody's walking. Maybe you feel like running or stopping. But you know, again, to go and keep up with the cadence of who you have been around, you have been matching the energy of that group. This is definitely in this energy, Gemini, waiting for the right moment to reveal oneself, the right moment to do as you please. Also, too, that bottom of the deck energy that we had with Capricorn, was it Four of Cups? I think it was Four of Cups and Ace of Swords. The right moment to go and act upon your plans. You know, when can you go forward in your own direction? When can you go forward acting on your own ideas? When can not quite do what you want, but definitely we have freedom in here and not being restrained by what you want to do as opposed to what you have to do. Let's go and pull out the other signs, because Gemini, while this is waiting for it, I feel like this whole message is saying right now is the time for you to move. I'll see, Gemini, with the other cards that we clarify. Would that sign, would those opportunities come from the people who you're dealing with, or the people who will come into your field to deal with? Or if this is asking you to go and be the catalyst yourself, Gemini. Gemini, Five of Wands, I have Hierophant. Page of Swords. The Ten of Pentacles. Now we have some Leo energy coming out here. Five of Wands, Six of Wands, Seven of Wands is Leo energy. If you do have Leo energy in your chart, Gemini, that's where you should not backtrack. You should not retreat. You should not mediate with. You should not dial back, dial down, accept less than what you want. In that, Gemini, that is your fuel, Gemini, if you have Leo energy in your chart. You can also think about the native placements of where that Leo energy would sit traditionally. But what I have here ultimately, Gemini, you know, this is what's important. Five of Wands. Five of Wands with Hierophant, Page of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. You know, this is what provides meaning for you, Gemini. Meaning for in your life makes you, gives you demonstrable hallmarks of success. And how to achieve that. This is precisely where your non-negotiables are. And also, too, Gemini, recognizing what your strongest gifts are, your strongest suit of talent is. Your strongest gifts, what sets you apart from the crowd, where and how you add value. This is precisely where, Gemini, you should not back down. One could also say in this energy, Gemini, if you were again looking at your chart, I would pay attention to any Taurus or Virgo placements. They're keys or tools, whatever you'd like to go and term it, to what you can use to influence people, enact do I call it strength? Influence? Or they're basically your talents that affect others, the talents that most readily affect others, or that people are most influenced by from you, even if they don't intend to be or they don't want to be. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, Gemini. I have the Lovers, Gemini energy, the Moon, and the Fool. All this fresh energy, Gemini. You know, essentially, Gemini, whatever you have been thinking about and waiting for the perfect opportunity to come your way, Gemini, it's time for you to take bolder steps. Maybe you could feel in this energy that you already have, and maybe you could feel pretty bold. I don't necessarily see you being a wallflower in this energy, but I also see you in this energy, Gemini, concerning yourself with certain things that aren't really important in the overall scheme of things. You know, as I said, we have to focus. Not everything holds the same weight of importance. Even if it's important right now, how is it important, Gemini, to you overall in the bigger picture? And Gemini, in the energy I have here, you don't need any green light, Gemini, to be provided to you from others. Gemini, where you go, people will follow. No one is going to necessarily give you the green light, raise you up to the podium, to the stage, and say, Gemini, lead us, especially to Gemini, when we really are in an area where everyone is clamoring for space, for attention, for power, for control. And as I said, Gemini, where you go, how you go, where you go, Gemini, other people will follow. You don't need a sign or a green light or an avenue of a door, thank you for the hearts, to be opened up from anyone else, Gemini. What's important, Gemini, is that the direction that you feel led to go to, what you feel led to go and explore, Gemini, go there. And the people you need, Gemini, the ground you need to have movement there, Gemini, all that will rise up around you. As you go forward on this path, Gemini, you'll find the road to follow, even if it's just footstep by footstep, Gemini. And you'll find the people the quality people, Gemini, to go down that path, go down your path with you. That's my message for you, Gemini. Gemini, should I say signs? I feel this is really, though, energy about you taking, it's asking you to take initiative, Gemini. It's asking you to be strong, Gemini. It's asking you too to realize, Gemini, that you don't need anyone's green light to go forward, Gemini. But you do need to go and take the steps in order to have the influence, the experiences to go and work the kind of work you want to do, and the right people who will work that along with you. As I said, we do have significant Capricorn and Leo energy coming throughout here. We could also see that as what you are acquiring, what you are building, alongside with where your beliefs are, where your talent shines, what gives you self-satisfaction each day, for it to be a good, meaningful day in the aspect of overall of life, those sorts of things. I did have some Aries pop up here too, as secondary energy. Still going to say those are the main energies. We do have a smattering of some other signs, but it really is just an overall grab bag. I have some Scorpio, Pisces, Aquarius. Actually, no, I still say that I have a good portion of everything. This is, again, Gemini, how you're influenced, how you can influence others, how you have been influenced by others, and Gemini, where you draw the line and to stop allowing yourself to be influenced by others, and you yourself to start leading and not caring or looking back to see who follows. As long as you know that's a path that you are interested in creating right now. Well, thank you for your time, Gemini. We'll leave this up for a little bit of time. If you appreciate my time, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. If you feel called to, you can check out the other readings that have been done for the zodiacs. As I said, Gemini, there was one particular one, interesting one I did for your collective in the last 7 days. But I think it was on one of the collective ones where I did all 12 zodiacs. I'm not sure which one. But I definitely would encourage you, if you're curious, to check that out, because the energy mirrors the first message here about a new era of you, a new direction of you, greater power of you. Time to move into the next you, the true you, the you, Gemini, of tomorrow. So, thank you.